Tara, Freedom Tree, tell them about our project.
I thought, well, maybe we should start by building a school.
Just giving. We're just giving because, people need it.
We're going to be doing it, and we're going to be doing it together. What's going on? Alfonso here, the godfather of real estate. I am excited to talk about this initiative. A big part of the vision that we had was not to just have a real estate education platform with like-minded people, but have a platform not where we can just build wealth together, but we can create an impact together. And ultimately, that will be the greatest legacy that we can all collectively come together and create. And so some of the Wealthgenius initiatives that we've had we started with the food drives. Actually, every single year we have 4 or 5 different golf tournaments in different cities, and we do a food drive for the food bank. I'm passionate about teaching young people about financial literacy. The Quadra Youth Foundation, we are providing financial literacy globally. So I've gone to cities and even into the US, and we're taking it to developing nations as well. We also have gone to developing nations to bring school supplies. And the last time we did this was in the Dominican Republic. We went to a school, we brought school supplies. All of us did it. It felt so incredible. And I had a conversation with a teacher there. I wanted to do a financial literacy event for those kids. She was really inspired and she was all on board, and I was on board. And so I'm like, let's bring this to all these developing nations. And some of the young people don't even have a school. They don't have an actual building. And so I thought, well, maybe we should start by building a school. When you put out an intention, the universe somehow finds its way of making sure that they put the people in place that are going to help you fulfill those intentions. And this is how I remembered that Tara, this is what she was doing. And she's also a member here with Wealthgenius. And I said, wow, what a perfect joint venture that we could do. And she talked to me about the Blama School in Sierra Leone. And so I was like, 100%, let's do it. And so that's the beginning of how this joint venture happened between Wealthgenius and Freedom Tree.
Freedom Tree is a Canadian-based charity. Our work focuses in West Africa, particularly right now in Sierra Leone, where we work to reduce the rates of maternal and infant mortality. I feel very fortunate to have grown up in the family that I grew up in. I feel very fortunate to have had the access to education that I've had. And so I do what I do because I believe that everybody deserves a chance. And at the very basic level, we need to give people a platform through which to start their lives and through which to live their lives. Freedom Tree is a people movement. That essentially means that in order to bring the change that we want to see in West Africa with regards to maternal and infant mortality, many people will have to get involved. We want to see men, women, children, young and old, come together to tackle their problems together. It's people who are passionate about seeing maternal mortality end, and people are passionate about making a change in their world. So Freedom Tree is a voice for change, and Freedom Tree brings freedom anywhere it goes.
I wanted to ask you, why did you start Freedom Tree?
Yeah. So I started out of a personal passion. I went there on a volunteer trip. I just put up my hand and said, hey, I'm going to help support, what's going on. This is almost 20 years ago, and the things I saw there absolutely shocked me. I was just floored by some of the things I saw. And I came back and I said, somebody needs to do something. Somebody needs to do something. And like most people, I think somebody else needs to be the one to do it. And it took me a couple years to realize that maybe that person was me. And so I jumped in and I said, I'm going to do something, and I'm going to take other people with me. Let's do something. Let's change this. Let's change the narrative. Let's change how things are done. Education is another key one, and I know this one's close to your heart, because the higher educated a woman is, the less likely she is to die in the process of childbirth. And same with her children. And the same with boys, because you got to educate both boys and girls so that they can have the opportunity to create a different world for themselves. My hope is that in years to come, these kids that we're educating and building schools from, they're going to be the ones to change the country.
And why do you call it Freedom Tree?
That's a really good question. There's a tree in Sierra Leone. It's called a cotton tree, and it's unique to Sierra Leone. It's huge, massive. The trunks are absolutely huge. When it's dry season and it's hot, or even when it's rainy, people gather underneath that tree because it gives them shelter and it gives them shade. And you walk underneath and you go, you can't, there's a sense of freedom. That's the image I had in my mind when I created this organization, that anybody, whether it's me or you, somebody who decides to come with us to Sierra Leone, a kid that we educate in one of the schools, when they interact with Freedom Tree, they come under the umbrella and they go, they find shade, they find freedom, they find refuge. And so that's what Freedom Tree is all about.
Our mandate is to create, financial freedom in this world, right? And the only way you can do it in a lot of the developing nations is by, first of all, changing the mindset. But how are you going to change the mindset if young people are still going to school underneath a tree?
That's right.
So we got to start by building the schools.
That's right.
And that's the project, and I'm excited. So what do we need in order to be successful in our project?
Well, we need to raise $120,000 for one.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it. Imagine.
That's it.
For how many
100,
how many young people can go to school?
300 kids a year. So
Crazy.
it's going to be kindergarten,
Yeah.
and then grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 6.
Yeah.
So an elementary school, walking distance. This school is also, we're partnering with the Ministry of Education. So they are going to be paying the teachers afterwards. They have a school feeding program that they're doing. And so this is going to educate 300 kids every single year to perpetuity. 120 grand. That's
Wow.
nothing. We can't build a school for 120,000 in Canada.
Yeah.
And you'll see lives changed. So that's what we need you to do. We need you to partner with us on this journey, and help us raise 120,000. This is
125K, that's it. We should be able to do that together if we all come together.
That's right.
And we'll have a school, and it's going to be the school that the Wealthgenius members built.
That's right. That's
Right.
right.
That's the vision that I have.
Yeah.
If you guys want to be a part of this,
I
if you want to be, if you want to come with us, it's going to be life changing. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, me too.
Thank
me
you.
too. Thanks, Alfonso.
Thank
See you at the
Top.
That's right.